thinking I'm going to make it to the where I wanted to park. Good news. A lot of farmland out there. I was surprised I could drive the farm roads to get to here. Going to be heading this way. Got, I don't know, about 2.5 miles as the crow flies. So the plan for the day is to get to someplace I only heard about recently. It's a Hohokam Ballcourt. And it's an unusual one. I think it's the one they say is the furthest western ball court. There are over 100 of these things in Arizona. And this one's unusual in that it's made of masonry. I don't think much remains. And the only other one like that is the famous one up at Aborting, which I can insert a picture of. I heard about this ball court and I was watching an old, a YouTube presentation by a local archaeologist who's done a lot of good work around here. I was just surprised to hear it existed. And it's along a river I've gone to a lot, but never along this part, because I didn't think there was anything here, and I didn't think you could access it. Anyway, we'll find out. But so far the access is good. You know, I could drive those that farm road. Seeing that there's water here, probably canal maintained by the farmers, but heading in the direction of the river. I know the river doesn't have any water in it. Anyway, these ball courts, I've run across several of them. When I heard about this one, I got curious. I started to look for it. And even though I only had a rough idea, LiDAR showed it right away. And I said, well, heck, I'm going to try to get to that. We'll hope I start heading the right direction. A little better country pretty soon. Part of the problem is I'm taller than a cow. So I'm breaking a lot of branches to get through here. Real thick up there, and it was too muddy and wide to get across. So I decided to head back. I've come back about 10 minutes, and this looks like a pretty narrow crossing. Although it's could well be quite muddy, and I don't know how I fit through that other side. Well, the mud's bad, I know, because I inadvertently got a foot too close. I'm going to see if I can step on these branches I put there, and maybe I can make the step across. Can't believe that worked, but we're on this side. Hopefully we can get over where we want to go. Not great, but better. Well, after wading through those lower bushes for 15 minutes or so, popped out into this. Cows know which way to go, so I'll take this trail. I don't think many people seek out this destination. I know obviously some archaeologists have been there. I've actually seen a couple pictures. My guess is they took a much rougher Jeep road which goes across the river, which I can't do in my car. So I gotta take the long walk. Well, that nice track bifurcated once we hit the bushes, and trifurcated and pentafurcated, and obviously the branch I took has petered out. Seems like we're in the river bottom now where stuff is pretty thick. Well, after wading through those lower bushes for 15 minutes or so, popped out into this. Well, I've come to my reckoning that I'm not going to be able to get there today. I've been traveling a little more than an hour and a half, and I've gotten less than a mile closer to it. I found some decent walking along this cow path here, but I need to go 90 degrees to that, and actually it's curving back this way. There just isn't any let up on this overgrowth here. I may try to move this way. I had marked a waypoint over there. There's a little mesa with a little bit of darkness. It might just be bushes, or it could be some dark rocks, in which case there might be petroglyphs. But that may be a better way back anyway. I'm not sure I can actually move that way. I think it's a little more than a half a mile as the crow flies to that spot. The reason we headed back here to find some black edge, we didn't find. And now it's a mile straight east back to the car. Unfortunately, it's pretty, well, I wouldn't say thick. Some of it's low, so it can be walked on, but it's a pain in the butt. We don't have any tracks to follow.
So that was the last bit of video that I took. I wanted to talk a little more about the problems I had getting back to the car. This green line shows my path toward the car. It took an hour and 20 minutes to get through all the brush there. And I got within about 400 feet of the car, but I could not go any further. It was just too thick. I had to turn around. You can see I probed a little bit to the north. I couldn't get through even to the north. I ended up just backtracking quite a ways. It actually took me almost 2 hours to get back to the car, taking the route that you see here in red. In the end, I had a pretty memorable walk in the desert, but with nothing to show for it except for scratches and splinters.
Well, I'm not sure I'm allowed to be here. This is a known area to archaeology fans. The question is whether you're allowed to visit it or not. There's plenty of no trespassing signs. I inquired with the people in charge, and they said my permit could get me in. But I don't know, it makes me a little nervous. I'm just going to walk around, and obviously I'm not going to damage anything. I just want to see what I can find, because this was an important Hohokam area. 800 or 900 years ago. I'm coming up on one of the main features here. I can see it sticking up already. It shows up well on LiDAR. It's well known that this site has one of these things. It's a ball court. And let's go see what it looks like. You can see it's got a built-up rim, which I've not seen in other ball courts I found. But look at it. Close to a road. You can hear the cars going by. I think that's why they keep this place private. They don't want it messed around with. But look at the shape of that. Gives you an idea of the size. I'm not seeing any pottery around. One thing I was curious about was whether this site would have much in the way of pottery. I think it depends on how long it's been closed off. Say it's near some main roads. People have probably been coming here for a long time, and maybe picked over. So far, I'd say that's the case. I haven't seen a piece of pottery yet. But that's pretty impressive. Ballcourt, you see that hump over there, that's the associated platform mound. So I am seeing a few little pieces of pottery here, just plain pottery so far. I think it's a little earlier than some of the other places I've been to recently, so better chance of finding some painted pottery. I've been seeing onesies and twosies of plain pottery. Here's a big one I just picked up.
river cobble, probably a tool. We're not too far from the Gila River. As a matter of fact, I think one reason this site is sort of near what I'd call a downtown Hohokam area. I think the canals from the Gila River actually stretch to near here. Well, I'm starting to see more pottery, so I'm getting about halfway between the platform mound and the ball court. Nothing painted.
That's a big one. Certainly much bigger than the platform mound I was at last, which was real small in comparison. Let's see. Yeah, those are little pieces on the side of the platform mound. It's all plain pottery, small sherds. You can see. Looking at it from the other side, the road's at my back. I do see some, again, small pieces of pottery on this side. Almost stuck in there. You see how big it is on top. I think they wanted to make this part of the Casa Grande. I guess that's a state park, but I'm not quite sure if it's a state park, but it certainly has an official designation. It's managed. Have not succeeded in that, and so all I do with this one is put up a fence, try to keep people out, try to keep it from being vandalized, trashed. There's enough broken glass I saw where I came in to know that broken beer bottle there, that of course that is always an issue with any desert land that's not managed. Well, just a quick visit. As I say, I'm thinking getting conflicting, we'll call that pottery. Getting conflicting information on whether I'm even allowed to be in here. State Land Trust people told me, yes, my permit allowed me to go past the sign I sent them. And I think I saw a sign come in that implied keep out even for State Land Trust people. So I'll send that information back to the State Land Trust and see what they say. We'll just walk back to the car. Maybe we'll see something on the way. Yeah, here's the worst example of trash in the restricted area here.